Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thank you guys for being patient with me while I sort my life out. We're doing okay. I have unnecessary anxious energy in my belly today. We were trying to, decompress, try to make that go away before stream started. But she's here to stay. So we're just gonna push through it. It's not like to the point where I'm like so overwhelmed. I think I just have like a bit of mush brain today. Hi, Gothy! good very early morning to you. I'm not sure if it's gone past the midnight mark where you are, but happy twilight. Happy twilight eve morn. I hope you're having a great day. Where are we? We're here in this dream place. 2 a.m. There we go. Good Friday morning to you. Oh, okay. Let's compose our thoughts. Today we are making pumpkins. Needle felted pumpkins. I have an idea about maybe making like little needle felted pumpkin earrings, because I have little earring attachments. So I might attempt to do that. If not, we'll just have like little mini pumpkins that will go with our little mini phantasma right here. So yes, I think that's what we'll do. Anyway, I hope you're all having a fabulous Thursday. I ventured out into the world and I had a list of things to pick up, and theoretically everything should have gone fine. You want to know the thing that I think really sent me over the edge? Is I couldn't find fucking agave syrup in the Sainsbury's that I went to. I found it eventually. It existed because I checked online and it did exist, but I literally scoured the store probably for like 45 minutes. I had other things to buy, but this was like the last thing I needed to work out and could not for the life of me find it. I eventually did, but I think that probably added to my sense of like, I am over the day. I think it was also very busy in the grocery store, which is weird to me. I guess it's like a lot of older people. But yeah, for like noon / like 11, I don't know, between like 11 and 1. I can't actually remember when I was actually in Sainsbury's. Everything has been a freaking blur. Between those times, Sainsbury's was packed. Which, yeah. And then I was finding like random niche stuff. And logically, I guess because I know the layout of a Tesco, it's meant to be... Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. I googled agave Sainsbury's. It said it existed. And then usually on the website, it'll have like the category it belongs in. So me thinking logically, this is like in the world food / organic section of the website. So that means there must be a world food / organic section in the physical store. That is not the case with this Sainsbury's. Well, they have a world food section, but the organic stuff is all dotted around. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work. But agave is sort of like a honey alternative. Maybe it's in the honey section. No. And then I was like, okay, I found this like random kind of health food powder mix-in section. Was it in there? No. Eventually, it was in the top shelf of the baking section next to the brown sugar. When I finally found it, I was so like almost angry. I was like, you sneaky little asshole. But we found it now, and it's fine. But it's only because I'm making virgin margaritas this weekend, and my brother-in-law said that we needed either simple syrup or agave syrup, and I wasn't gonna make my own simple syrup. Apparently it's super easy, but like, bitch, I don't got time for that. So, yeah. That's what ended up happening. You know what? I was gonna like color mix, but I don't really know if I can be asked today. Maybe we'll try something a little bit different. We'll make the ball out of this color, and then we'll try to do some like, I don't know, like shading with that one. Sure. But yeah, and so it was just like last minute things. It was like, I don't know if I'm just having like a bit of a brain fry day. I don't know why it's so like I don't know. The shadows and things happening in here are a bit crazy, so just bear with me. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just having like a weird little brain fart day. Like to the point where like little decisions where it's something as dumb as like I had to go to Pets at Home to pick up Shadow some food. And like that's just like a normal thing. And you're like, you know, you kind of know where things are and you're walking around and then you're kind of like, okay, well, do I get this or do I not get this? And then there was this whole thing where I'm picking up balloons for Saturday and I didn't know if if I filled up the helium balloons today, if they were gonna last the whole time. And so I asked somebody there and they said no, but you can pre-order them. And then I'm like, okay, that's kind of, you know, and then I basically like little things and then I'd have to assess. And then I got to the till after I had already come to the conclusion that I was going to pre-book getting these filled and pick them up on Saturday. That apparently that only applied to the latex balloons and the foil one should actually last multiple days. And then I was kind of like, okay, does that mean that I should get them filled up or should I not get them filled up? So yeah, I've just been having a little bit of like a, I don't actually know. And you know what it is too? I don't know if as well everything was fine and then I had a couple phone calls in regards to like the upcoming shower. And it's like, leading up to this, I was even saying to Liam yesterday, I'm like, I have planned everything so far in ahead. We have like the extra food coming today. You know, I have a game plan of what I'm going to be prepping, whatever. Like I'm in a really good headspace. But sometimes what happens is when I pre-plan things so far in advance, then my like anxious brain is kind of like, well, we must have forgotten something. Like, why are we sitting around not doing anything? And then I have to be like, because everything is prepped, like everything is fine. But yeah, so I had a couple phone calls in regards to this and like not questions were raised, but things, you know, everyone around me seems a little bit stressed about this, even though I'm not stressed. And so I think, unfortunately, my like empath brain has now absorbed everyone else's stresses, which is a little bit annoying. So I don't know. It's like a combination of a lot of things that just seem to be contributing to my sense of like WTF in my brain right now. So hopefully we're gonna stab some cute pumpkins, not stab our fingers, and then that will hopefully make us feel better. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, other than that, things are doing all right. Shadow's officially gotten the go-ahead to take his cone off now after the initial having to re-put it on after his wound opened up. But they did say if he does go for the wound and is like having an interest in it, that we might need to stick the cone back on for a couple days. So I think that's the other thing we're kind of like not sure about, because he has shown a bit of an interest, but we can monitor it. So, because the only thing right now is the only time we can't monitor him is obviously when we're not in the room, which he's usually attached to us at all times, or when we're sleeping. But the cone and Shadow makes him so big that basically all three of us can't sleep in our bed. So Liam and I have been sleeping in separate rooms, and we would like to not have to do that anymore, but there's like a, you know, problem of like, do we think that Shadow's actually going to go after his wound while we're sleeping? So we don't know. So I think that's another thing that I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't like all of these like uncertainties right now. My brain just feels a little bit like I can't make any decisions, which is frustrating. But yeah. Anyway, how is everyone else? I hope you guys are great. It's Thursday, unless you're gothy, in which it's Friday morning. And, you know, we're getting through the week. We're doing the things. Oh, interestingly, so I did a poll on my Instagram about which, like, spooky nostalgic game we should play tomorrow. And so far, Nightmare Before Christmas and Addams Family are tied with 2 votes each. And then Haunted Mansion actually hasn't gotten any. So I was a bit worried because I was going to have to figure out, not that apparently it's that difficult, but I'd have to use a controller for the Haunted Mansion game, but I don't have to for the other 2. So depending on what we have to do. I was a bit like nervous about that, even though Liam just told me it's like a very quick and easy thing. But I was like, we need to figure out what game we're playing first, because that might not even be necessary. And it's starting to lean towards not being necessary. So we shall see. Might do a poll later on my Discord as well, or we'll do like a tiebreaker on Instagram in terms of which game we should play. Hopefully. Now this color is like a little bit lighter maybe than what I want. I know we're gonna maybe try shading, but I'm wondering if I should try just like maybe putting like a thin layer of the darker color over top of this, just to see. Also, try as I might to take an even amount of floof. That doesn't really seem to be the case. They always seem to slightly be different sizes. All right, let's talk good things. One of the good things is I picked up some chai tea today at the store, which I'm excited about because I love me some chai in the cooler months. What else? What else is good? I watched, this was yesterday, I watched Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost and got to rock out with the Hex Girls, which honestly are like one of my favorites. And I found out actually through IMDb that they're like kind of partially influenced. They're sort of like the kind of Halloween gothic version of Josie and the Pussycats, which is also a fictional band that I was obsessed with as a child. So it just like really came full circle in terms of my love for both of them. If I was cool enough, if I wasn't throwing my own Halloween party and like actually going out somewhere and had like two friends that would be down, I think it would be like a really cool like friend group costume to go as the Hex Girls. And then if like no one gets the reference, then it's kind of like, oh, you're just like cool vampire chicks. But then if they do, then it's like, oh my god, you are cool, you know? If you know what's going on. If you know, you know, and if you don't, it doesn't matter. It's still a cool costume. You know what I mean? Yeah, I am gonna put a little layer also too, because I'm not happy with the way that this ball looks. We will make a larger pumpkin as well, but I just think it would be cute to make like little mini ones. And actually too, they are kind of like proportioned to our ghost, because unless it's like, you know, a fall, an autumn fair size like pumpkin growing contest, most pumpkins would be like sort of, you know, not massive next to our little ghost. I don't need all of this. Just like a little bit. Just trying to darken the pumpkin up and then also add a bit more bulk to this, because I did the standard like twist the wool into like a knot and then you're able to sort of make the ball, but I could still see the seams of the ball, which I wasn't super keen on. So Liam and I watched Soul last night. Just because we've been like, I don't know. I feel like we just needed like a sort of reminder or sort of like desire to get out of our heads. Because I feel like, you know, as society, we seem to have this thing where we're constantly searching for like, what's next? Like, you know, like it's like, I don't know, society is very like goal oriented the way it's structured, where it's like, okay, you've achieved this thing, now what's the next thing you want to achieve, and what's like your ultimate purpose in life, and like what drives you, and all these different things. And it can become a bit like overwhelming and a bit sort of disheartening as well if you're kind of like not sure what that is, and you know, that sort of a thing. And so it was really nice to watch that and just sort of get a reminder that, like, you know, there isn't really, you can read into it, there could be, you know, for you like a greater purpose in life, but if that doesn't drive you, or that seems overwhelming, or you feel like you don't have that, it's like the purpose of life is to live, you know, it's to live and enjoy things, find things you enjoy, and like enjoy them and just live, you know. And sometimes that can be nice, it can take the pressure off, you know, and if you're like just being content with where you're at and not needing to, you know, strive for bigger and better or strive for whatever, just to kind of like, yeah, just be content with where you're at and really take the time to experience the things that you enjoy fully and embrace that. So that was a nice little reminder. A little bit better. That's a nicer color, I find. I'm happier with that. Do the same thing with this guy. Did I grab enough fluff? I think I did. Like I said, I'm interested, or I wanted to attempt today to needle felt some pumpkin earrings, and then afterwards I want to make like a, you know, a decent sized pumpkin. I'm just like a decorative guy. Because I think one of my favorite things around this time of year, and we only really started doing it the last, obviously we couldn't during the pandemic, but did it, I don't even, like 4 years ago. I really enjoy going pumpkin picking with Liam, and then obviously now with Shadow, finding like dog-friendly pumpkin patches. But just the way that our schedules work out this year, I don't think we're gonna have the chance to go do that. So I'm bringing the pumpkin patch here. Bringing the pumpkin patch to me. Hopefully we can get these, you know, I'm like really working on getting like the roundness. We're getting like almost like pom-pom ball style, and then we will start gourding, shaping it to be more gourd-like. Okay, yeah, this one's not as dark as that one, but that's all right. If I turn this light on, that'll help. There we go. Just feels still like really dark in here. I need to figure out, because I tested with that little rechargeable light and it doesn't last the whole 2 hours, so I need to try to find. Yeah, no problem. I'm like, I feel like WoW requires First of all, both hands. You can't type and WoW at the same time, especially if you're in the middle of like, you know, what is it, like a raid or like a battle or something like that. I don't want to do that. Got a rare mount. Ooh, that's cool. That's awesome. And is that a result, like, to get a mount, can you get those, like, through exploring caves and stuff? Or is that something that you had to, like, trade to get? But I'm glad. I'm sorry you had a shitty and stressful week. I'm glad you've made it to the end of the week. Congrats to you. Tap yourself on the back. And I'm glad that the new mount made you happy. What sort of creature is the mount? Sorry, I asked you like 1,000,001 questions. How'd you get the mount? What kind of mount is it? What's going on with your mount? Hundreds of mounts. Yeah, that's what I assumed. I figured there was different ways to get them. And then obviously ones that you probably could just like buy in the market or whatever. Yeah. You said the one that you got was pretty rare, so that's exciting. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of stab a bit in the center. I'm gonna sort of create like a point where I want to attach the stalk, the stem, that's the word. This one you have to fly around and check spawn points for camera figurines and find the real one. Every 1 to 6 hours? Oh my goodness. So it's like a lot of it is down to chance. So that's super exciting then if you were able to get that. Damn. That's amazing. And I'm sure the spawn points aren't anywhere nearby. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you're flying to spawn points that, like, have a bit of distance to them. Yeah. Oh, geez. That's gotta feel so exciting. Such a, like, an achievement. You know what I mean? You're like, all of the farming was worth it. Yeah, you need to almost do like a victory roar. Yeah. Just like a baby one. Just like a little one. Like a yeah! You know? Yeah, your roommate's asleep. Don't be waking them up at 2 in the morning. But you're like, I'm having a silent victory dance right now. Alright. So that's sort of where I've decided the stem is gonna go. And now we need to start on like creating the sort of indents, the gourd indents. That's what we're gonna call them. Now I'm assuming that this will be easy enough, but who knows? God, this isn't chill. This is very epic. What was that clapping? Like my anxious disposition cannot handle random outbursts in my chill music. I might need to turn it down just for my own my own sense. Yeah, there we go. Shit's too loud. That's gonna... Woosa. Okay, let's... Okay, yeah, no, this is working. I think. Still trying to make, like, I don't want to lose its circular shape. Actually, we can probably... I don't trust myself to actually do this in a completely straight line, though. Okie dokie. Again, I need to trust it might not 100% look the way it's going to until it's like 90% done. Just trying to make it look more pumpkin-esque. And then go down this side. Okay. So we've done 4 little grooves. I don't know. Maybe shouldn't have done more, like 5. I shouldn't have done them like completely symmetrically, but we're here now, so. We shall see how this goes. If not, we just have like cute little orangey looking acorn squashes, you know? Like, these are gourds, whether or not we determine they are pumpkins or maybe a different kind of gourd. It's all good. Yeah, I feel like these are getting a bit lost. So they might be so small that I'm poking out the other one. Maybe that's what's happening. Okay, let's bring this up here and be safer with it and not go all the way in. And see if that helps promote more successful pumpkin ridges. Because we also don't want this to lose its cylindrical pumpkin shape. I think if we tried, I was like, oh, maybe we should try to stick some more ridges in, but I'm like, if we try to stick more in, I think that then will muddle it. I'm like so focused. Alright. Make sure. Because the idea is that if they're going to be like little earrings, I want to make sure that from a distance they look like a pumpkin and not just an orange pom-pom. Though still kind of festive, you know? Little shorty, like a little baby pumpkin. Don't want it to be a long bow. I want it to be like a more cylindrical. That's the goal. I think I want to try as well. It's going to be the tiniest little thing ever, but I want to try to add like a little leaf, little green leaf on the side of the stem as well. These are the kinds of things that, like, you could faff. I could faff about for ages, just, like, trying to make these grooves groovy enough. Groovy, baby, yeah. Groovy gourds. Okay, because I am happy with this. And then it's just trying to make sure that all the other ones are cooperating in the same way. I like just maybe just okay, there we go, just so that it still is cylindrical or not spherical despite the fact that I've put like little grooves in it. There we go. Woo! Now I think I want to finish this guy, like do the stem and stuff, and then move on to the next one. I think I want to use this brown. Now it's gonna be a tiny stem, and then also too, the stem is gonna be where the like rod through it is going to go to fit the earring back. So we kind of need to make it, I don't know, like short and chonky a little bit, but not too long. It's a lot of delicate felting today. It's like you're trying to knot things without, like, there's not a lot of wool to knot, and so I don't know, I find it more difficult. Because you also don't want to stab into your felting mat, because then that can adhere the fibers to the foam and you don't want that. So you're like, how do I ensure that this tiny little amount of floof does what I want? The answer is very careful, very delicate, careful stabbage. This is starting to come together a little bit. densely pack this enough that it will hold our earring back. That is the hope, that is the goal. I think the awl I have that I would like use to poke a hole in the fabric or the wool to stick something, I think is too thick for such a small project. So I'm gonna have to find something else or just hope that whatever I'm picking is like thin enough and has enough of a sharp edge that it can kind of just do it on its own. I think that's actually a good size. I will. Hi, Aurora. I am doing all right. I have a bit of an anxious belly. I ventured out into the world, and I'm in one of those headspaces where I like needed to make decisions, but like wasn't in the headspace to make those decisions. And then also spent like 45 minutes wandering the shelves of Sainsbury's looking for agave syrup. So I got a little bit annoyed and overwhelmed today, but I'm pushing through the uncomfortable feeling and cruising along. How are you doing? How's your Thursday been so far? I'm attempting to make, I actually really like that, to make sure that we get all of this fiber into this pumpkin. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're doing. We're pushing through the discomfort and hoping for the best. This might actually be, oh no, it's fine. I was like, this might actually be too tall, but I think by the time we really secure it, I think we should be all right with it. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're able to sort that out. I'm sure it's like, you know, it's a lot of being on hold and being transferred to the right things and certain departments only be opening at certain times and all of that shenanigans. So I'm glad you're able to get through. Hopefully you don't have to wait another million years. It's like you had to, you know, spend so much time sorting out the appointment, and then I'm sure the appointment's not going to be for another however many months. So hopefully the appointment's actually sooner than later. It's nothing worse than like, I don't know, trying to sort all this stuff out and then it not getting resolved until so much later. But kudos to you, because I always get stressed about having to make phone calls and things, so. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. You're like, listen. Don't say couple of hours. And then the other thing too is they could have, I know sometimes what happens too, if it's like 5 minutes to when they close and like nothing's happening, maybe they'll close a bit earlier, and then it's like, okay, I'm trying to adhere to your wishes, and then you go and do that. The audacity. The audacity. I know I always, because like, this isn't as bad. It used to be a lot worse in Canada, the doctor's office that I would go to. It's like, you could only call them, I think, before a certain amount of time. And then even then, it was like always super busy. They literally only had like a little bit of a window. Luckily now, this one that I go to here, it's a bit better, but they still close for like a certain amount of time during lunch. And I always forget what time that is. So I always have to make sure I call them before or after that time. Okay. Just make sure that this is the most secure, because we will be going through this. Yeah. It's like, we're only available between this time and this time, and if you don't call, and then you gotta do the automated thing, and then, yeah. Really? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I am not a morning person, so then that makes trying to schedule things difficult. There we go. Now it's starting to look more like a pumpkin, now that I've stuck a stem on it. I'm like, ooh. I know, they're so little. I want to turn them into like earrings, so I didn't want them to be too big. And now they're like expertly tiny. To be fair though, they're like sort of proportionally correct with this. Actually, that's super cute. See? Oh my god. I actually love that. I could like attach the pumpkin to them. I don't really want to. I want them to be separate, but like that looks super cute. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love little, I don't know what it is about like little cute things. Tiny cute things. I was saying this to my parents the other day, where, or I think I might have been talking to Liam about it as well, where, because we were shopping for his cousin's, like the arrival of his cousin's baby, and so we were in like one of the kids' clothing stores, or like, you know, baby stores and stuff, and it's like, that alone doesn't make me want to like have babies, but what like it's like one of those things that, you know, you freak out when things are so tiny, and like tiny things are so cute, and it's like not the tiny baby that is cute, whereas some babies are cute, but it's the tiny clothes. I'm like, it's the tiny little shoes and the tiny little jackets, and I'm like, those are so freaking cute. And it has nothing to do with the baby, it's just the clothing that's adorable. I'm like, I don't know what it is about miniature things that is just amazing. Like, little socks, like, geez, are you kidding me? I'm like, why are they so freaking tiny and adorable? Okay. Now I'm going to attempt, yeah, oh my god, yep, little shoes, little boots, little, like, suspenders and bow ties and stuff. Hilarious. Hilariously adorable. Okay, I just want to make sure that this is... Okay, I think that's all right. I want to just make sure that this is exactly how I want it to be, because then I'm going to put the little leaf on. So I don't want to be messing about with the size of the stem in that instance. Again, just because I think they might have gotten lost a little bit when we attached this. Whoop, 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 runaway pumpkin. Yes, okay. Are we happy with this? I feel like the stem is now a little chunky. It's like kind of giving me like nipple vibes, and I would like to fix that. Okay, let's make a tiny leaf. Yes, yes it is. On Saturday, I have the rest of the food turning up tonight, and then I'm sticking a bunch of tomorrow evening. I'm gonna be doing like slow cooker chili, and that will maybe actually they could. The house is already decorated for Halloween, so it's sort of like, it's kind of like a bit of a baby-themed Halloween party a little bit. Like, it's a combination. But yeah, maybe. They could do. They could make a little appearance. That is if I finish them on time. We should have time. I have no idea. I have no concept of actual time. I also think I left my phone. Oh. Yeah, are they really long too? They're meant to only be 30 seconds. So. Yeah, I don't know where I put my phone. I think I probably left my phone in the bathroom. So I have no concept of time. It says here. I'm really bad at like 24-hour clocks. I'm like, I don't know what time it is. But yes, if I finish them, maybe I will wear them on Saturday. Okay, I don't think this is really working. It's probably easier for me to just do it this way. We are going off script. There's also the possibility that this is too big of a amount of fluff, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. We also want to make sure that we add, well, we have a bit of a tail to attach it to. So So I'm gonna not finish the bottom as much, and we will see what happens. And then if we have time, I want to make like a bit of a larger, more like a little decorative pumpkin. Still mini, but not this mini. Ooh. The tiniest of leaves. So, speaking of the shower, annoyingly, I ordered I ordered 4 different prizes for the games. One of them was actually a single purchase that was in a set of 3. It was like Practical Magic themed bath salt scrubs, and they've been dispatched, but they haven't arrived yet. It's annoying because I ordered them mid-September, but they didn't dispatch it till October. Early October, and then it's well, I can't really say hey, where it's at, where is it at sort of thing, because I don't even know if it's been a week yet, but I'm also why aren't you here? Luckily, I got Liam to 3D print some stuff as well, as potential prizes for them, because we're trying to I don't know, we were trying to convince more of the boys in the various families to come on board. So we have, actually my favorite one is we found, these are all free 3D printed downloads. A Mjolnir, so a Thor's hammer, but in a magnet. So you print off the individual pieces, and then if you have a magnet, it's designed for you to be able to stick a magnet in the back. So we made that, and it looks really cool, and it actually, the magnets we have luckily are strong enough that they'll hold up a piece of paper and stuff. So I think those are really cool. And then we made a Lord of the Rings bookmark, a 3D printed bookmark that's Gandalf and says "You shall not pass" along the bookmark. So that's pretty cool. And then we made this there was this smiling owl. So we've made a few things. So there are only 4 games, but we've provided people with options for what they can, and then it doesn't matter if these salt scrubs show up or not. It's more just annoying because I'm I don't know, it's a very niche thing. But one of the baby shower games is obviously predictions for when the baby is born. So whoever wins that, hopefully if all of the salt scrubs arrive, then they can get the whole set. So we have contingencies upon contingencies upon contingencies. There we go. Leaf is really thick, but you're only gonna see it sort of from an angle. So, though now the stem has been sort of pushed, so we need to push it back. recenter things. Oh, oh, Aurora, thank you so much for the sub. Now you won't get any more ads. Yay! You also get access to all of our emotes now. I think we had other emotes, but you get access to the sub ones. So there you go, ad-free and subscriber emotes and a little badge. Yay! Thank you so much. Whoop whoop! I know, I'm excited. I'm excited that you're excited. Okay, I think the first pumpkin is done. There we go. You can kind of see it. Okay. It's so little. The tiniest little pumpkin. There we go. Here we can show mini Phantasma holding the pumpkin. There we go. Cute. All right. Now we gotta try to replicate this on the other side. Let's try to replicate a second one and hope that it works. If not, then we just have like little mini pumpkins for Phantasma. But we'll see. It'll be like, what is it they say about like eyebrows and stuff? Sisters, not twins. So as long as they look like they're meant to go together, it should be okay. It should work out. So we will attempt, there's pumpkin number 1 down there. We will now attempt pumpkin number 2. And then hopefully the creation of the addition of the earring posts should go okay. Maybe one of those opportunities where, because I was thinking about these like pumpkin earrings and then I still have like little ghosty studs and I'm like, this would be the opportunity to like get 2 earring piercings. Not that I wear earrings very often, even just having 1 set of holes in my ears. But then if you have 2, you could then do dangly earrings and then I could do ghosty studs at the same time. But the ghost studs are quite big as well. I don't even know if they would like work as like a second hole thing, but theoretically. Now this one again, I don't think it fully, this is the one where we did the ball and then you could still kind of see the seams. So we'll see. To be fair, yeah, I know they didn't for me until I don't even know when this came into my brain. It either was last night or this morning that I was like, wait a second. Because I'm so used to, it's like when you finally realize that like you can finish a cross stitch in a way that's not just like something you hang up. Like you can turn it into a pillow, you can put it on a jacket, like things like that. Where it's like when you finally go beyond like just the initial kind of display figurine medium with needle felting, it's like, oh, okay. So we'll see how it goes, but I assume it can work. The only thing is obviously whether or not I have the tools to make it happen. I have like the individual components, but I think so. I think it should be easy enough. Like I said, I don't have a thin enough awl. I do have like just needles, like sewing needles and stuff, so that could probably work in terms of like basically shoving a hole down the center of the pumpkin to then add. Probably need some glue as well. We got tons of glue, but just to make certain. The only other thing I've done with needle felting besides like little figurines is I've done like brooches and made them on pins. So that's been, so that, like, you know, so it is possible. Thank you. Aw, I believe in you. I appreciate that. Sometimes you just need a little cheerleader pep talk. I appreciate it. What is that? The little train that could? It's like, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can turn these into earrings. I just need to believe in myself. Seems to be working in terms of its gordiness. It's gording up successfully. This one is so much chunkier on this side. That's all good. I'm sure it will all eventually take shape. Here we go. Round it out. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things, like one of the things that I've really enjoyed about this time of year. There's a couple like in sort of like Kent area that's not too far from us that are actually dog friendly as well. So last year, it might have been the year before as well. No, I think it was only last year. We took Shadow as well. And that was really cute and fun. The only thing was, I think this particular farm, what they do is obviously, I think the field where they grow the pumpkins, they pick them all and then they like place them in a different field. So you're not physically like picking them off the vine yourself. You're kind of just like picking them off the ground. But they have a bunch of like different sizes and different whatevers. And so we've been to 2 different ones. One, again, that was dog friendly. One, I don't know if the other one was. I think that was the year we didn't have Shadow yet. But yeah, I really enjoy it. There's one, I think it's like Maidstone area. And they're open like 7 days a week. So but whereas there's other places that are like only open like Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something like that. Which then makes it harder, especially like with working and things in order to try to organize it. But yes, I enjoy it. I really want to make an effort to go like berry picking and stuff as well, like in the sort of spring summer harvest time. Just because I've done that back in Sudbury. I went raspberry picking, and it's just so much fun. It actually reminds me of my grandma and grandpa, because when they had an acreage and they had like rows, a good like 2-3 rows of raspberry bushes, and that was like one of my favorite things to do on their acreage was pick raspberries. So I want to do more foraging within the confines of a farm. I want to forage someone else's farm legally. Ooh. We're getting to the right sort of size and depth and things. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, strawberries as well. I think that would be really fun. Yeah. Right? Exactly. To be fair, I think that would be really fun to do. Like if somebody, like a professional, organized it or whatever, I think it would be really fun to go mushroom foraging. But yeah, definitely I would feel the same way. I would pick things that probably are not suitable for picking. Exactly, yes. Guided foraging experience, I would 100% be about. I would actually enjoy that. Ooh. Ooh, boop, boop, boop. Okay, just trying to make sure that this maintains its spherical nature again. I guess it's already, yeah, because I started streaming at 4, so it's 5:30 now. So we might not get to large pumpkin. Just itty bitty pumpkins, but that's okay. I might stream like, I don't know, we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I don't know why. Why is this part? It's like this part of the pumpkin is so much bigger than the other part of the pumpkin, and I don't understand why. That's fine. We'll just work on making sure these are a good size, and then we'll tomorrow we will be over in the gaming section, getting back to our Flashback Friday nostalgic gameplay sesh. Currently, we have 3 possible spooky nostalgic games on offer. We have Nightmare Before Christmas, The Addams Family, and Haunted Mansion, and right now it is currently a tie between Addams Family and Nightmare Before Christmas as of the last time I checked. So we shall see. what the final results of that will be. We might have to do tiebreaker the morning of. And just be like, quickly, which one? And again, these are like, this will be like first playthroughs. I've never played these games before, so I can't vouch for how good they are. You get so torn with those votes, yeah? I appreciate that you do vote, though, because I feel like it's one of those where sometimes I'll, like, ask for feedback, or I'll ask a question, and then it'll, like, be crickets. And I'm like, well, I guess I gotta make the decision on my own. And, you know, as somebody who sometimes struggles with decision-making, that can be frustrating, but it's good. We do have another flashback Friday this month, so it could be that, like, the two winners are the ones that we just play one week and one the next week. But yeah, we'll see. We're almost ready to move on to the stem, but this guy is because it looks really good from the top, and then I look at the side profile and I'm like, you are not as gourdy as I would like. I didn't like 100% put this in the center, and that's why this one ended up so much larger than this one, but we can sort of correct that a little bit here, and then hopefully that will also help secure this a little bit more. All right. Okay. I believe it is time for ooh, woo, woo. Just again, make sure we are. Yeah. This guy kind of looks a little bit smaller, but that is fine. Sisters, not twins. Let's do. Not so far. I don't know if I work on them long enough to sort of have that happen yet. So, luckily, knock on wood, it stays that way for now. But yeah, luckily I've not had any sort of like hand problems. Yeah. Right? Exactly. I'm like, knock on all the things. Yeah. I think sometimes, the only thing sometimes is with cross stitching when I hold things for too long. Don't announce the number, Saul. That was a secret. I knew you knew what I was going to be talking about. Yeah, I can't remember what you initially guessed either. For everyone wondering, so one of the games that I have for the shower, it's fine. I don't think anybody who's attending the shower is currently in chat. So if they are, then, you know, maybe they'll remember and they'll become a winner, but, you know, if not. But yes, so for anybody who doesn't know, one of the games that I have for the shower on Saturday is guess how many jelly beans are in the jar. So it's jelly beans, except the girl from Pastoral Magic, that's her nickname. And so I said I needed to get the jelly beans and do that. And I joked with Saul that when I did, I would message him the answer. So he would be like, secret squirrel. Right? No, we assume this is a safe space until proven otherwise. Oh, Hordorian, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. But yes, so that was the number. I actually had leftover jelly beans, so I've added them into my pumpkin stash. So these are the jelly beans that did not fit in the jar. So we had multiple. Happy Camper, thank you so much for the follow. I think you were as well. I feel like you did say something in like the sort of 180 range. I feel like that was, I should have written down what you had said. I don't even remember when we had that conversation, so it's not even like I can be like, pull up the VOD and scrub through it. I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, this one. We'll see how this stem is gonna go. Everything seems to be happening much smaller on this little guy, but it's fine. Said sisters, not twins for these pumpkins. And then once we do this, we will get to we're gonna try to turn these into earrings. That's the goal. The goal is to do that. And then if we super fail in that respect, then they're just little pumpkins for our little phantasma. So far. Ooh, oh no, runaway pumpkin. We got 2 pumpkins. Well, we got 1.5. And then hopefully we will be able to do that. That is the goal, that is the plan. And then we'll see. And then, like I said, tomorrow we are gaming. Currently, Nightmare Before Christmas and Addams Family are head-to-head as of the last time I checked. I think I left my phone in the bathroom, so I can't check right now. I don't know where I left it. It's either in the bathroom or downstairs. I'm 99% sure that's probably where it is, but I don't know. So if anybody's trying to message me right now, they're just gonna have to wait. Okay, is this the size we want? We have to make this a bit thicker. I have a feeling I didn't include enough floss in this, or maybe I did. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I feel like everything's a bit of a blur. But successfully, we have not stabbed ourselves yet. Despite the fact that we are working on like the tiniest little thing I've worked on in a long time, I'm actually quite impressed with myself. I called someone in the bathroom once. Yeah. One of Liam's aunts just default video calls. She doesn't like phone. So her default is to video call first. I never answer it. Half the time I don't even answer actual phone calls. I'm like, if this is important, you can text me. But yeah, so that would be awkward if I like wasn't already so inept at answering the phone. I could see it happening where I'm probably on the toilet and then I get a video call and I haphazardly answer it. But luckily that's never happened to me. Because let's be real, before phones, you would like read magazines on the toilet. I'm basically reading a magazine on my phone while I'm on the toilet. Do not judge me. I take my phone in the bathroom. I feel like a lot of people do. Yeah. I'm not a fan. It's amazing now how that's become such a hindrance to like, if there's like a restaurant or something and you can't like look at the menu and they don't have like a contact us button and they don't have like an option to like send them an email, I'm like, I am actually less likely to attend this restaurant because I have to physically call you. No, thank you. No. That's incredible. 10 out of 10. Did it send? I guess, to be fair, I don't know. You could just assume it's like, guys, that's just water sounds. That's just water sounds. It just sounds like, you know, running water and whatever. It's like, no big deal. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I bet. That's alright. One time I sent like a, I don't know, like an innuendo-y message to somebody thinking it was my partner at the time and I actually sent it to my friend. It sent, yes, oh dear. Oh dear. And you're like, my apologies. Yeah, this one's so much smaller. What happened? Oh my goodness. Am I gonna try to add more fluff to this? Yeah. That's the thing, right? It's like, you can delete it, but then you don't know how quickly, if you were, you know, on the ball enough. Okay, so I added more, and I don't know if it was enough, but we'll see. You have more to right? Exactly. You're like, well. Oh, to a friend of mine, I was like, it was one of those where it was a phone. I think I might have probably been messaging a couple people at the same time. And I was in like a long distance relationship and I was sending an inappropriate text to my partner. It wasn't inappropriate towards my partner at the time, but I accidentally sent it to one of my friends. And so I sent this thing to them and they were like, find like insert boyfriend name here instead. And I was like, oh, went like bright red. Luckily it wasn't like a picture or anything. It was just text, but like that made me feel hella awkward. So yeah, luckily it was just to a friend. It wasn't like to a boss or like anything like that. It was just to another friend. So it wasn't like the worst. But it could have been so much more worse than it was. I laughed it off, but you best believe my face was so bright red. It was the brightest shade of crimson in that moment. But that was so long ago. Yeah, well, it's one of those things too that then it's awkward if it's like, who knows if it's like, it's probably just as awkward for your company to to bring it up. So it's probably just like, even if they did hear it, we're like, we're just gonna all pretend that never happened. Yes, it has come off. The doctor said everything looks good. You know, his last round of antibiotics were today. So he's doing all right. They basically said, though, like, if he is showing interest in it, to stick the cone back on. He is kind of, but we're basically keeping an eye on it. It's the only thing that's annoying is obviously the only time that we can't really monitor him is when we go to bed. So last night we took the cone off yesterday evening and then stuck the cone on him when we went to bed. But of course, I've mentioned before how all three of us don't fit in the bed when Shadow has a cone on. So Liam and I have been I've been sleeping in the spare room just so that we can both get a decent night's sleep. And so part of us is kind of like, well, we don't want to keep doing that. Like, we want to not have to do that anymore, but it's like, we also have to make sure that Shadow doesn't want to chew on himself. It's hard to tell though, because he genuinely he's like a clean dog. He likes to like clean himself and stuff. So we have to like have eyes on him at all times and make sure that like he's just, you know, clean in some parts but not doing other parts. So we'll see how it goes. Also too, because for the shower there's a bunch of stuff in the kitchen that I want to, like, a bunch of stuff downstairs that I want to get out of the way, and the place where we store stuff we don't need in the moment because we stored in our spare room, because the bed is actually a pull-out couch, so we can just like stoosh stuff in there. But right now the pull-out couch is pulled out and there's a lot less room in there right now. So I'm like, I don't know, we're teeter-tottering on things. We'll see how it goes. The other thing is obviously we could just risk it, and then if he causes problems, we go back to the doctor and pay for another round of antibiotics. I don't know. But yes, he's a very happy boy. Like, the day we took it off, yesterday when we took it off, we probably brushed his neck for like a good 10-15 minutes. Because it was so like matted. Luckily, like, there weren't mats that were so bad that they couldn't be brushed out. And he like nuzzled his face into us and got all the like ear scratches and things, so you could just tell he was like, freedom. And then he got really pissed when we stuck it on to go to bed. He was like, the fuck you guys, I was free. And I was we don't trust you yet, sir. Yeah, thank you so much, Aurora. I always love spending time chatting with you. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, evening, and I will hopefully speak to you soon. There you go. All right, we are finishing up our second pumpkin, and then we'll make a little leafy boy, and then we will attempt the earringification, the addition of the earring posts to this. We want to make sure that this is really stuck in here, because this is the point of contact for the earring post, and so we want to make sure that everything isn't gonna fall apart when we do that. Oh, I also, one of the things I did today, again, I tried to book it, it's the end of the month, I booked my boosters. Don't know if I booked, no, I didn't book my flu jab as well, but I booked my booster, especially now because everyone around us seems to be starting to get COVID again. Like, people in Liam's office are starting to get it again and stuff like that, and we got it in March, and they sort of are talking about, like, you have kind of 6 months of, like, quote-unquote immunity. Not really, but, like, your antibodies are up. So now our sort of, like, antibody count has dropped off based on, I don't know what, if the research has gotten further than that. But basically, we're at a point where I think we're considered more vulnerable than we were before. So I gotta book that shit up because I got stuff going on. Luckily, like, I booked it until after all the shenanigans have happened, and basically I've told Liam, like, you better not freaking bring COVID back into this house. Because that's how we got it last time. Because, like, I don't go anywhere except for, to be fair, I did venture out today. But, like, 9 times out of 10, Liam's the one who's constantly out oot and a boot. So if anybody is bringing that shit back into the house, it's probably him. So I'm like, you cannot do that. We got stuff going on. I'm like, my best friend in Canada that I haven't seen in, like, years is coming next week. We cannot jeopardize that. We got too much good shit going on. So hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, I've been sanitizing my hands, like, literally after I touch everything when I went out today, because I'm like, we're not risking shit. But yeah, and then on the 28th, I think that's on a Friday as well, so I can tell you all about it during stream. Alright. Is this roughly... yeah, sort of, kind of, maybe. Again, we're trying to minimize this looking like a nipple from the top down, just to make it not look like that, that's all. Ooh, guys, we're almost at 180 followers, which brings us so much closer to our 200, which will then result in a giveaway. And one of the options is our mini mascot, Phantasma Jr. This is unofficial stream mascot Phantasma, and this is unofficial stream mascot Mini that you two can have when we eventually do a giveaway. Oh yeah, have you not seen her yet, Saul? You've not seen Mini Phantasma in all their glory. Yeah. This is our little ghosty. So this will be for giveaway fodder. We made this little guy as well, which I also love, but he's mine. You guys can't have him. This is mine. But I love me some ghosties. And then we're working on potion bottles in the cross stitch. The bottom, oh, the little stars. This is from Morrison's. This is like a ghost from the grocery store. But the stars were sort of like inconsequential to the rest of them, so I didn't include them on the mini ghost. I was like, I cannot be bothered. But yeah, little stars. And then currently working on little cross stitches. Actually, I can show them to you guys. You can see them through here. So we made the first one on stream. Sorry, there's like a shiny bag in between it, but just to give you guys an idea. And then I finished the second one yesterday. And so eventually, the reason why there's little notches all over the place is I'm going to cut these out and stick them in keychains. And then that will also be giveaway fodder as well. So we got lots of cute little things coming up. Thank you. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with them. Wasn't 100% sure how this was going to go, but that's usually every time I needle felt. I'm never 100% sure how things are going to go. And also needle felting for like, 80%, between 80 and 90% of the time doesn't 100% look the way you want it to. And then it all seems to come together in the last like 10 minutes. So, or 10%, not 10 minutes. So, yeah. All right. This one doesn't have as much definition, but I can't, if I give it any more, I feel like it's gonna get a lot smaller than this guy. which I'm not happy about. I guess I could try to... No, let's not mess with this guy. This guy is done. We will not mess with him. Let's continue working on this guy. Then we gotta determine the orientation of where we want to put our leaf. Okay. Oops. Whoops, whoops. Yeah, this one is much denser than the other one, but that's okay. This guy, and then we will make a tiny little leaf. Why does this look less felted than it did earlier? We are not amused, pumpkin stem. Okay, there we go. Let's determine. Sort of, kind of, maybe. Trying to basically pick the orientation that makes these look the most similar in size. I think this section, let's get the tiniest amount of green fluff. I think that even might be too much. That already seems like too much. That's all right. Okay. Now I did try sticking this in a stencil and it really wasn't. I guess we can like half stencil it a little bit just to, I don't even know if that's gonna do anything, but just almost like create a little wall for it. Just so that we can start putting this together. Again, is this gonna be too small? Yeah, that's so nice. Thanks. No, actually, I've never had my stencils complimented before. Thank you very much. I have a few others. It came in a whole needle felting kit. But I've not used very many. There's some of them, like there's a lot of different kinds, like ones that I don't, like these have more like components to them, whereas there's other ones where there's like full on like animals, but they're like side profile animals. So why is this again? It's like, I think when you do I did the first one and I was like, oh no, this is too much, this is too big. And then I downplayed the amount that I needed for this. And now this is too small. So that's where we're at with that. So now I may have made this too big, but we are going with it. I think we can felt this down to the size we want. Hopefully. Thank you. Yeah, I did them the other day. The only thing I'm a little bit not happy with is that I put, like, they're called, like, unicorn skins. So it's sort of like iridescent flakes on top of this black. And it sort of changed it from, like, a black more to, like, a purple. So I feel like it's not as Halloween-y as it could have been if this more, like, stayed in its true black form. But I am happy with the level of shininess and the colors that I've chosen. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I decided, because I've been doing, you know, the sparkly orange the last 2 times, but I wanted to switch from more autumnal to, like, more Halloween-y. We've talked about that before, eh? Like, what sort of color scheme you associate Halloween with. Whether it's the black and white or the orange and purple and stuff. That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's one of those things that you don't think about. And then it's like, yeah, for a crafting stream, you do see a lot of hands. Yeah, that's true. See, now it's one of those things where, because I always, like, I enjoy painting my nails and stuff, but now whenever I pop into anyone else's crafting stream, I'm gonna be looking at their hands, be like, ooh, what are you doing with your hands? Speaking of hands, how are your hands feeling today, Saw? Is this sorta, kinda, maybe? Oh, actually, it's the alchemic symbol for Earth. I actually have all 4 of them. Obviously, they're upside down. But yes. So if you invert this, these are obviously the upside down versions of that. But yeah, I have all 4 of the alchemic symbols. Check you out. Look at you. Points for Saul for knowing. I'm like, I can't turn them around to be right side up. Here we go, this way. Sorta, kinda. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I have them all. Thank you. Thank you, Redorian. That was the most I was gonna say, when did I get this? I got this the, like, first time things sort of opened up in the pandemic before everything sort of shut down around Christmas time. So I've had this for a few years now. I'm actually getting a new one in November. I don't actually know 100% what it's gonna look like yet, but my friend is coming to visit from Canada and we're gonna get matching ones. We've been best friends since the 9th grade, so if we have a falling out now, like... No way! The esoteric, alchemical philosophies, and narratology. That's really cool. Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, no, I really like... I just like symbols and things. Like, I like having almost like symbols and reminders of stuff on my body, if that makes sense. Just like, I don't know. I really like being connected to nature and being reminded to connect myself to nature and stuff like that. Like, I realize for me, like, especially like, I don't know, like they call it like forest bathing, but like going for walks and stuff in the forest and like hanging out with trees and stuff, like, is really, really like invigorates me and things. So I like having those sorts of reminders on my person. I have 2 others. Alchemical soul. Yeah. That's amazing. I love that. I love it. It's like there's so much lore to your name. Your stream name just has like its own sort of like alchemical, you know, quest around it, which is really cool. But yeah, I guess, you know, it's funny because this is 1 tattoo, but they're technically like 4 mini tattoos in one. I got them all at once. So if we count this as 1, I have 3 in total. And then, yeah, we'll be getting a 4th one that's gonna have, it's gonna be more like nature themed. It's gonna be like mushrooms and kind of like herbology, sort of nature related. It's what my friend wants, and I'm like, I am down. And so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I have a tree of life with the 8 chakra symbols on my side. And then I have, this is the very first tattoo I got. It's a teacup with the words I am enough on it. So that's like my personal mantra to remind myself that, you know, I am enough, and that, yeah, it's all it goes ready. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. That's why it was so funny, because obviously when I got you to email me the Haunted Mansion game, and it was a bit of like a double take, because obviously your email address is registered to like your real name, and so I was like, oh, I know who this is. It definitely is one of those things where it's like, who is this person? Oh no, I know who this is. That's all right. I know mine, at least I don't know about that one, but I know one of mine, it's like not my name. It's like my middle name and my mom's maiden name or something like that. Like, it's one of those things where it's not, because I still one of my email addresses is the same one I've had since like the 4th grade. And I remember this because was it the 4th grade? Maybe the 5th or 6th grade, because one of my best friends at the time moved away, and I wanted MSN Messenger to be able to talk to her, and you needed an email address for that. And I didn't have an email up until that point, and so I had to beg my dad to make sure, you know, I promise it's safe and it's okay. But the caveat was like, he created my email address for me and set everything up, and that was like to allow me to then have MSN Messenger. So I had friends who had like cute, you know, Hotmail accounts that were like, you know, Green Ducky 475 and like, you know, I don't know. I know there was a bunch of like inappropriate ones where it was like Sweetie Honey Baby XOXO and like crap like that. But my dad made like a legit one, and it's never like really been compromised or whatever. And so I've just had it this entire time. So I'll get like notifications from like old stuff, like holiday reminder that it's like so-and-so's birthday in a few days, and I'm like, haven't talked to this person in years. But because their like contact information is like linked to my Outlook / like my Hotmail and things like that, I'll get like notifications being like, it's so-and-so's birthday soon, and I'm like, I don't even know if that person is still, you know, what is that person up to now? I have no idea. I'm not connected to them in any capacity. So yeah, it's funny. But yeah, that was the rule. I was like, Dad, can I have MSN Messenger? And it was like, I need to create your email, and I need to set everything up and make sure it's safe and legit. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that's just the way it is. I did test run it, and it is awesome. The only thing is, in order to move around, you need to use a joystick. And obviously I don't have a joystick on my keyboard, but we do have controllers. So I said this to Liam. I was like, oh my god, I need an analog stick to play my emulator. And he's like, yeah, we can just plug in a controller. And I was like, I figured that this was some like you know, gamey nerdy shit that actually had a very easy resolve. But, because I'm so used to playing all of my emulators on keyboards. So I went to start playing the game and I was like, why can't I move? I don't understand. I can jump. So the connection worked. I don't know what's going on. And then I looked up a gaming manual and it was like, move around using the analog stick. And I was like, that's why keyboards don't have analog sticks. But we'll solve that problem. But I'm excited about it, except for the fact that I don't even know if we're gonna be playing that on Friday because it's like it's not winning in our poll right now. It's currently Nightmare Before Christmas and Addams Family that are tied for our game. Our gameplay, our Flashback Friday game for tomorrow. But I will play it eventually, definitely. At some point. Yeah. It helps when you know, are married to a tech guy. Exactly, right? So it'll be like, if not now, eventually. So I'm just gonna move this stem back into the center, and then we can attempt to attach our earring posts. All right, two little pumpkins sitting in a patch. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. There we go. Cutie pumpkin tooties. Okay, let's attempt. Well, first of all, let's put stuff away because we don't need the floofs anymore. And then we will how would Halloween turn up? Hey man, to be fair, like, I feel like those are probably spookier. Like, those very much remind me of, I bet you could carve one that it looked very much like a shrunken head. Like, you know how people do it with apples? Where you can make like a bobbing for apples game, but you carve them strategically so they look like shrunken heads. I feel like turnips could definitely also play that part and be hella spooky. We'll just have a whole spooky veggie patch. And like, what other vegetables can be spooky? I've actually seen like people cut courgettes or zucchinis in a way that then make them like snakes. Yeah. I follow like a bunch of like Halloween food hashtags on Instagram, so every once in a while I'll like come across a really cool one. All right, so what do we need? Possibly this, but if that doesn't work, then we will use a needle. We need glue. That's what the killer tomato. Yeah, definitely. They're a fruit, but they're not. I remember reading something about that, where it's like they're technically a fruit, but then, I don't know, again, I haven't verified this, but it's like they're a fruit, but then, like, the Supreme Court decided that they're actually a vegetable, even though scientifically, technically, they're a fruit. Don't quote me on whether or not this is true or not, but I was like, yeah, that checks out. Potato isn't a vegetable either. What would it be then? What's a potato? Please clarify. Please explain yourself, Saul. Okay. I believe these are the only two things that we will need. And then possibly some pliers. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess they say root vegetable, but it's like technically... Yeah, okay. these two just to open up the jump ring. Something with the starch. Yeah. So that would be because there's like, you know, like rutabagas and there's like a bunch of other like root vegetables that I think would apply to that. It's a gray area. Food science. Okay, we need these two. We need these two. Okay, is this gonna be too small? Maybe not. It like kind of makes me nervous though. We must stab a hole in the pumpkin. Ooh, that obviously worked. Okay. Okay, let's do that again. Ooh, that's so exciting. Hey man, take whatever time you can get. I was wondering why you didn't disappear to go stream today. That's super exciting though. All my fingers and toes crossed for you that you hear, you know, like heartening results, you know what I mean? Like positive, whether or not it's like you're booked in for surgery or like here's something that will work, you know, for whatever, like just something that just gives you a little bit more hope in the medical institutions, because I feel like they've been pulling some fast ones over on you, haven't they? So I'm very excited for you, and I hope it's good things. Okay, let's just make sure that this fits. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So this goes in here. We will have to sort of bend this or something. But that will fit. Spooky teapot. Let's make sure this guy fits as well. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So now we're going to cover these in glue. Shove them in the pumpkins. That could very well be too much glue, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll just, you know, have them rub up on each other to evenly distribute the glue. And then I'm gonna attempt to stab them in and not get glue everywhere. Let's do this guy first. All the glue just hangs out at the top. That's fine. We will sort that out. As long as it stays, I do not care. And also, this one went through originally. So why aren't you going through now? There we go. Okay. I guess we could pop these up a little bit more. And then we can actually use a little bit of orange to then cover up that post. I also want to get this like little bit of paper. That's what I'll do. Like I want to get rid of the excess. Already starting to dry. There's a lot of unnecessary excess glue on here. So we do need that to dry. But it worked. So that's the main thing. That's going back there. What we'll do is put a little bit. I probably should have just like cut it to size, but listen, we are doing our best. Just to secure that in place. Or just to cover it up is really what it is. And then that will help. Hopefully by the time we've felted this onto here, this will have dried, and then we can stick the earring portion on. Oh! Hello, Coolib! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome in, raiders. Hello, hello. I hope you're having a fabulous Thursday. What were you up to today? Have you been doing more stained glass? Are you pasteling today? What have you been up to? And also, I respect if you need to raid and run. Welcome, welcome in, friends. My name's Nostalgia Tash. We are currently in the process of almost finishing up making some little pumpkin, needle felted pumpkin earrings, which I'm super, super excited about. Yeah, we needle felt on Thursdays, we do nostalgic gaming on Fridays, and we cross stitch mostly. So today is needle felting Thursday, and we are all into the spooky seasons. Originally we made a ghost last week. This is a mini version of our mascot Phantasma, which is this lovely little thing right here. And so we made a mini one because when we reach to 200 followers, then we're going to do a giveaway, and you too can have a mini you can have a Phantasma of your own. So that's that. Yeah, and so I wanted to make little pumpkins, and originally I was just gonna make, you know, just your standard little decorative pumpkin, and then it dawned on me, like, maybe we can make something functional. So earrings it is. Working on some gourds and pumpkins. Oh my goodness, this is perfect then. From one, you know, one medium of gourd to the next. So right now, the posts that I just shoved in here that are currently, the glue is drying, they're a little bit longer than the actual pumpkin. So I'm just in the process of adding a bit more wool just to kind of cover up the post, with, you know, certain levels of success. And yeah, then we'll do that. And then I'm hoping once I finish doing this, then they will be dry, and then we can add the little hookies, and then we're done. So we are coming to the tail end of our stream, but I always appreciate everyone stopping by and saying hello. So yeah, that's what we are up to. I like to keep it very chill and cozy in here. I had a bit of a hectic, well, not, it wasn't even supposed to be that hectic. I spent way too long in the grocery store trying to find agave syrup, and it stressed me out. So it's been nice to just come in and be cozy and, you know, do some stabbing. And we have not, you know, usually we run the risk of accidentally stabbing ourselves in the process, and we have yet to do that today. So that's always a sign of a good needle felting stream where I don't draw blood. Yeah. Did you really? Oh my god, that's incredible. I love that. I assume that you attach hooks because you're going to be hanging them on stuff. That's the goal. That's incredible. I love how we're just on the same little Gordy wavelength. Getting Gordy with it. Na 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 na. Though sort of retroactively adding some floof to the bottom of this is sort of making this a little bit disjointed now. Yes, no problem. I will see you tomorrow. Good luck with everything, Saul. All my fingers and toes crossed for you. I hope you have a successful consult, doctor consult. And if not, we will also hear all about it, and I can share in the... Michaela, hello, hello. So they're hanging instead of sitting on a table. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. I'm so glad you're here, Michaela. You are seeing us reach the conclusion of creating little tiny pumpkin earrings. We're just adding some extra floof to hide the post while these things are drying. Me and LL Coolib are literally the same person, but with different artistic mediums today. She was stained glass hanging pumpkins, and I am needle felting hanging pumpkins. Isn't that just the coolest coinkydink ever? Alright. Now they're like, now she's a wee bit lopsided, but that's okay. We've never done this before. This has been a bunch of firsts. We've never made earrings before. We make a lot of little figures on this channel. The only other, like, wearable or, like, non-figurine version of needle felting I've done is I've made, like, brooches and pins. But this is the first of these guys. Okay. So it's still, like, the tiniest bit visible, but we're just going to pretend that we can't see it, okay? And it's, like... I don't know. It's, like, barely visible. It's fine. And also, it's the bottom, and you're not necessarily going to see it. Okay. Let's do that with with the second one. And then we will add the posts, and we'll call her a day. And then, like I said, tomorrow we will be gaming. Currently over on the gram. Here, let me show you. There's currently a poll in my stories to vote which spooky nostalgia. That's not going to autocomplete because I accidentally did the thing. Instagram. None of this. Who decided pumpkin was Halloween fruit anyway? Yeah, who knows, man? I guess because it's harvestable around this time. I'm pretty sure there's a thing that, like, back in the day, pumpkins weren't the things that were carved for Halloween. It was, like, a different... They used a different vegetable or fruit. A different product. Yeah, no problem. Ooh, yes, please. Go take the four-legged one for their W. And also, I appreciate the lyric. Thank you so much for the raid. You are amazing. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you also enjoy the walk. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Adding to this. Okay. need to figure out who we're gonna go and raid, which is exciting. I'm not sure which of our friends are currently online. We'll go and find them. Unless anyone has any suggestions as well, I'm always open to that. Always open to meeting new friends. So for those of you who are new here, I stream 3 days a week. I stream Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays are a cross-stitching stream. We're currently working on little potion bottles from the 2022 Collector's Edition Cross-Stitcher magazine, or just Cross-Stitch magazine. Only because right there I can see it. Yeah, and they're like little potion bottles that are like yay big, and then I'm gonna cut them out and stick them in some keychains, which I'm super excited about. And then, yeah, Thursdays we needle felt, and Fridays we play some nostalgic games. Right now, we were currently on like a Disney fix, and we're sort of like still kind of technically on a Disney fix in a way, because a couple of our gaming options are Disney related, but we're in spooky season, so we're doing some spooky themed. I say spooky relatively because I'm not like a horror fan. So we have the Addams Family, Nightmare Before Christmas, and the Haunted Mansion as our options. So these are all vintage games. I've never played them before, so this is all like first playthrough stuff as well. Addams Family is for the Game Boy. Night Before Christmas is for the Game Boy Advanced, and then PS2 is the Haunted Mansion. So we'll see which one wins. Again, like I said over on Instagram, there's currently a poll. And right now, Nightmare Before Christmas and Addams Family are neck and neck as of the last time I checked. So we will see who remains victorious. All right. So these are our little pumpkin buddies. Now, can I open up? Yes, I can. I think it might be easier to open up this guy than it will be to open up the one that we've glued. As long as the little bead doesn't fall apart. Here we go. Open that up. Slip her on. And close her up. Oh my goodness! Look at that! It's like impossible. Here, let's you know, for dramatic effect. I don't know. Here's Phantasma. She doesn't have ears, but just humor me for a second. Look at that! It's also easier to see it against her like white body. Cute. Okay, let's finish the other one up. We did it. Huh, I'm super stoked about these. Wow. The cutest little pumpkins in the pumpkin patch. Okay, let's open this guy up. I've never done this before, so I don't have like, unless I stick them in my own ears, I don't have like a way to ear model. You know how like you can have different like earring, like hangy posts or whatever to show stuff off? I don't have those. Okay. There we go. What? I missed. Send it to adorable. Aw, thank you so much. Right? I'm super excited about this, you guys. We are onto something. What other tiny little creations can we turn into earrings? This is now a whole new thing. Guys, hear me out. Next month, November, I've themed everything Studio Ghibli themed. Freaking Soot Sprite earrings? Are you kidding me? I think that needs to happen. Little Soot Sprite earrings, I think would be adorable. Little Totoro earrings, but I don't know if I have the intricacy able to actually make Totoros that small. But yes. Yes. Okay, we're gonna just hang them over top of Phantasma's arms just to give desired effect so we can fully see. Look how cute they are. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. This was an amazing idea. Let's think of more tiny little needle felted creations we can turn into earrings now. This was fun. Thank you guys so much. Sorry for being a little bit later than normal, but we managed to achieve the cutest results today. So I'm super excited about. I'm trying to think if we have any other. Basically, I have someone coming to visit, so there's like streams are kind of all over the place for the later half of the month. So I don't remember if I have needle felting streams left. If not, we will come up with another one. Oh, thank you so much, Nick. Yeah, right? I'm so excited about it. I also hope you are well. So glad you guys all stopped by. I'm trying to think. Here, let me, again, I don't have my phone on me. Let me assess what our situation is. Yes, we do have a no, we don't have a needle felting stream next week. We might have one on the 27th. So not next week, but the week after. And so maybe we might make like an actual big pumpkin, or we can make more little baby pumpkins. Because the other thing too is if we didn't put this on an earring, this looks super cute as well. Like little mini Phantasma with her little baby pumpkin. That's also super adorable. So I'm very excited about this. Actually, that actually looks even cuter than Big Phantasma, because it kind of looks like Mini Phantasma is holding on to them. There we go. Cute. I'm obsessed. This is adorable. This was an amazing idea. Yay me. Pat myself on the back. Okie dokes. Let's see which one of our friends is currently streaming, and we can go and say hello to them. Who is online? Oh, Seabird Studio's online. We went and saw her on Tuesday as well. So we can always go and say hello, unless anyone else has any raid suggestions. Going once, going twice. Let me pop my stoofs away. Pop these away. Let's go and see. Oh my god, you guys, we're literally one more. I don't even know if I noticed this. Shalafina, thank you so much for the follow. If I missed that earlier, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Guys, we are one follow away from 180, which means we are, what, 21 away from our 200, which is so exciting. If we can get to 200 by the end of the year and do our giveaway, I think that would just be, mwah, chef's kiss. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, I'm just grateful and thankful for all y'all and everyone that's available and around. Let's go see our friend Seabird. They usually do rug hooking. They make like rugs and stuff, so we'll see what they're working on. They had this like rug that they had tossed away in their, like a project they had tossed away in their closet for years, and they are finally like finishing their stash. So we will go and see, go provide the moral support to help them in that cause. All right. Ooh, this looks like a different one. This does look like a different one. That's fun. Let's go see them then. All right, again, we will be back here, but over there in the gaming section, playing a spooky Halloween game. If not, I will see you guys when I see you. Yeah. Keep an eye, again, Instagram is the best way to figure out what my schedule is going to be like for the coming weeks. But again, usually it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 p.m. UK time till 6. We went a little bit earlier today. We had a cheeky extra one. So thank you guys so much for sticking around. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.